I've came to this conclusion. No matter what you think about the result that happened between Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios, Manny Pacquiao came back and exposed Mario Barrios is probably the worst world champion in boxing right now. Honestly, look, Manny Pacquiao still showed in that fight that he can compete at the top level. 100% he did at 46 years old. And he proved me wrong. Like, I'd happily admit that. He massively proved me wrong. 46 years old, 4-year layoff, didn't look great in his exhibition against a kickboxer, but comes back, gets a draw against, a world champion. Arguably could have won. I feel like it was a very close and competitive fight. But look, either way, if you think Barrios won, if you think Pacquiao won, if you agree with the draw, Mario Barrios was massively exposed in that fight and levels were exposed. Let's be real here. Manny Pacquiao being able to come back at 46 years old and perform how he did and put on the performance of, that quality that he was able to do against Mario Barrios at, basically coming up to 50 years old. It shows, Manny Pacquiao's kind of level. It shows his level compared to champions right now. And does it expose a lot of champions in that welterweight division now? Like, is it not the level that it was? The fact that Pacquiao at 46, way past his prime, is able to come back and do that. I mean, look, does he beat Jaron Ennis? No, I don't think so. Does he beat Brian Norman? No. But again, though, I said, he'd get battered by Mario Barrios. And he didn't. But let's be honest here. Jaron Ennis, Brian Norman, they're levels above what Mario Barrios is. They're levels above Mario Barrios. And for Barrios, I've seen many people say, Barrios took it easy on him. Barrios took it easy on him. When have you seen a real proper high-class performance from Mario Barrios at that top elite world level anyway, though? You just haven't seen that. Pacquiao was able to come back and, put on a good bloody showing in that fight, no matter if you think he won, drew, or lost. He came back and put up a fantastic performance against a 30-year-old world champion. Mario Barrios, 16 years younger, could not do a thing. Look, even if you think Mario Barrios won, he couldn't do a thing, really. It was a close and competitive fight, but Barrios couldn't really do a thing as a 30-year-old. He couldn't pin down Manny whatsoever in that fight. I feel like, arguments for Barrios winning is that, we landed some better single shots. Pacquiao was a bit messy with his work when he came in, but again, he's going to be, because he was, very small compared to what Barrios was in there. And, it showed. And, Barrios, quite a bit of the bigger man than Manny Pacquiao, a much bigger man than Manny Pacquiao, natural size as well, much taller than Pacquiao. Mario Barrios, 30-year-old champion, couldn't do anything with him, really. And, look, we all know it's Manny Pacquiao, but he was past his prime, and even Manny Pacquiao fans have got to admit that as well. Pacquiao was past his prime and massively exposed the quality of Mario Barrios. Massively exposed it. It just wasn't good enough for Mario Barrios at all. And it shows you. It shows you how weak of a champion that Mario Barrios is. And in ways as well, it shows you how weak the welterweight division is right now as well. It shows you how weak it is. I mean, look, I might even favor Manny Pacquiao coming back and possibly beating Rolly Romero after what we saw on Saturday against Mario Barrios. Because I don't think Rolly's, any much levels above what Mario Barrios is. Like, Rolly's literally on the level of Mario Barrios. Jaron Ennis Boots is moving up, so we're not talking about him right now. And, you've then got Brian Norman. We all know how good Brian Norman is, though. But you then look at Rolly, who's the regular WBA champion, and it's like he's not really above Barrios. I'd probably now pick Pacquiao to beat Rolly. I really would. It's similar height, similar size as well. It's more, yeah, I feel like it's definitely more of an easier fight, possibly for Manny Pacquiao, because he hasn't got that reach to get in behind, and Pacquiao would probably have cleaner work against someone like Rolly Romero. He probably would. He showed a good level in that fight, Manny Pacquiao. And if I'm being real, it was always a lose-lose for Barrios. But he came off looking so bad after that. He came off looking so bad after that Manny Pacquiao fight. Like, it's not good for his reputation whatsoever. Even though it was Manny Pacquiao, who, we all know is an all-time great 8-division world champion, but he was 46. So experienced, been in many wars in the past, and Mario Barrios couldn't do anything. When Mario Barrios connected, he didn't, look, he connected hard on Pacquiao and, caught him flush a lot of the times and scored some good scoring shots. But he didn't hurt him. He did not hurt him. He did not affect Manny Pacquiao in the slightest. If you're a 30-year-old man with all the advantages, and at this point, experience for Manny Pacquiao, you'd be thinking, would that matter, or would the experience for Manny Pacquiao actually go back and bite him? It didn't. But, you might have been thinking that at the time. But the fact, the height, the reach, Pacquiao has been having to deal with that quite a bit. But again, as a 46-year-old man, it's different having to deal with that. And he dealt with it completely fine. Completely fine. He took away the long jab of Mario Barrios in those middle rounds. Took away the long jab of him. Barrios is 30 and in his prime WBC world champion. He was exposed no matter what the result was. And it was a draw. He was exposed. Arguably should have lost the bloody fight. So it's a bad look for Mario Barrios. It really is. And I feel like if they do rematch, I would probably pick Manny to win. I'd pick a lot of these guys who are ranked right now to beat Mario Barrios as well. He was massively exposed in that fight. Manny Pacquiao went in there, 46 years old, 4 years out in the pro game, and literally showed him up. Unreal, to be honest with you. Anyway, I'm going to end this here. Thank you for watching.